gracious. Welcome back. My most ethical light and love crew, my cream crew, Angels of 11 Light, my divine panel. I welcome you to do your thing so graciously. Angels of 11 Light, I welcome you in to divinely intervene as needed for my highest good, aka the highest good. Alright, it's been a while since I've not worn just like a tank top. It's my son's first day of school. Yeah. So, I had to take a little time off for that chunk to make sure that all went smoothly and good. So I want to know, given these like new things that are coming up, what I should really know right now. Say every time I go out, it becomes more and more apparent that people, like, who respects my space and who doesn't. And so, I don't know, like, I feel like when people disrespect me or trespass on my space, they're disrespecting me. And so I feel like I should be treating them like trash because that's their energy. That kind of greed and blatant disregard for boundaries is trash energy. That's what it is. And it's weird, like, because what's on the inside is also very much projected on the outside. And even though we're not supposed to profile and judge a book by its cover, I notice that there's a common thread in that lining up. So, yeah. And trash energy, like, seriously, you cannot judge a book by its cover, because first I'm just speaking freely here, and but like, first I thought it was okay, just like trashy white old ladies who are who have become subservient in the occultist ways to males, so they feel like, well, I didn't get to, you know, it's just like that rat's nest of energy, because they've sold out, and so it's just projected energy. So I thought it was just that, and I'm like, I really don't have an issue with them, but I don't know why I keep getting they have an issue with me, primarily, like that particular race. And I realized, okay, it's and again, this is not like a racist card or anything, it's just some observation. So on the receptive side, that is what I am observing. And then I like I said, at that brewery, I think it was an Indian girl, and I was like, oh goodness, are you kidding me? You are like disrespecting your culture. Like, never have I been disrespected by someone of like Indian descent or culture. And so I was just like, what? And then I know there's other variations of, you know, what can be like aesthetically seen as Indian. But then there was also like in the past 2 or 3 days, like an Asian male, a young Asian male. It's like fucking shady. Like millennial type of energy, or I don't know. Definitely younger than me. And I don't know if it was Chinese, Japanese, or Korean, but he was hidden in like a family setting, so I just like the blatant disrespect. I mean, it was just, I don't know. I would not like to be his girlfriend, for sure. I mean, like, just looking at the intimacy levels of where I would prefer proximity, people are just speaking their energy as is. And I totally prefer the truth, for sure, up front, especially. So, like, I'm not complaining. It's just an observation, a report. So, you know, I'm just seeing variances, and then, like, old Mexican women that are, you know, unhappy. And I think the comment thread here is not about the cultures, but these are just, I'm just taking, like, these are demographics. Based on where I'm at, the time period, etc., the age ranges, even like younger Mexican girls, like they're trained to like be like this. Not all of them, but just I noticed that they were given poor examples for sure. And so I'm just astounded by it, rather than like, you know, when I see any race or any culture at a young age being put to that test. Like, I really, I think I blame more of whoever's bringing them up, for sure. So, again, it's not about the races, what do you call it? Races, nationality, whatever. It's just, I think culture is more of a vibe, right? Based on locality. So anyway, I've just been observing that. So I just want to know what I should, you know, really know right now. And just, you know, being followed and all of that. And what fell on the pre-shuffle was the Queen of Swords, which is a wonderful prefix between my energy cord of like my phone, my communication system, and the fan. So this stands between, okay? And then while I was picking up the cards for the thumbnail, on the right side, when I picked up the right one, this one fell down. And it's a 6 of Wands. Oh my gosh, that's great. This is victory. And it fell kind of like as a staircase upwards towards a bowl of crystals with a picture of my kids. And so that's some peace of mind. Just knowing that whatever I am investing in, however, whatever energy I've emitted has also covered my kids. And that's what I would hope for everyone else out there. So I feel like maybe I've always wanted to be a teacher, especially to children. And so I feel like noticing, just observing everything, that I'm kind of like the occultist mom, and watching out and adopting, basically, like taking those kids under my wing that are just, you know, their guardians are learning tough lessons in life. So anyway, on the right side I have the King of Swords in reverse, and then the Ten of Pentacles upright on the recipient end. So on the right side, it's kind of like being, what they're telling me is on the manifesting side, is that I have this energy in upright and in reversal, being that the reversal is my underground crew that goes hardcore for me. So that means on the upper half that I can be softcore. That I'm still going to receive the Ten of Pentacles. This is wonderful. This is absolute wealth. So it's coming in. I don't know how this is going to transpire, but the energy is already there for me. It's already unfolding. And the wonderful part about this is that for the past 24 to 48 hours, under my own roof, I received notices and even just by my own experiential observations, that I received random acts of kindness in protecting me, protecting my space. Like, if that's happening on the outskirts, I for sure need to have some kind of safe harbor in my home. So that means an absolutely not, especially knowing, you know, people are, regardless of whatever their how do I say it, because people have obsessions of different sorts. So my very tempered, well-tempered crew is helping me out, is gifting me with that kind of guidance and protection. So that's what I'm seeing here. It's also Archangel Michael underground, for sure. Again, I feel like Freemason energy too, because there are a lot of people who look up to Archangel Michael in various forms. Even like there's a parallel to Archangel Michael with voodoo practitioners. I mean, if you look at that history, I only know the brevity of it, so yeah, I would definitely say well revered. All right, so okay, so this actually fell down and then it split, like facing down on the charging cord. So what's on the top is Queen of Cups, and then right below it is a series. Okay, 8 of Swords in reverse, the Chariot in reverse, King of Wands, and then the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Holy smokes, what the heck? Okay, so you're managing well. You're holding yourself with dignity, with class. You know a variety of love languages, including like telling it like it is, with for the greatest good, for sure. So that's empowerment based on where it stood on, where it like landed. And so you're freeing yourself for sure. So much so that my audience is filled with a variety of networks. They've come, they sit, they parked, etc. And regardless if it says a 0 balance on here, a 0 head count on here, it's definitely a delivery. So the world is created with many illusions, and so I think there's like illusion upon illusion, where for my safety and well-being, in order to continue practice, is that I'm being told that the less I know, the better. And so regardless of what people think, regardless of how well practiced they are, if that is their assessment, I answer to a higher power. So if they should deem differently, then that's what will transpire, for sure. So what must I really know right now? So wonderful support, definitely. Holding strong here. Anything else that you want to convey? Just this 8 of Pentacles upright, and it fell on the left foot of my chair. So this is a union, like people who take ownership. It's like a contribution. Okay, so these are an assembly of mastery. Being that there's 4 of Pentacles here, 4 of Pentacles here, so there's ownership on one side, ownership on the other, the meeting in the middle for the same goal. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. So that's what's happening in my life right now. So first off, my divine panel, what do you want to say about the energetic of not talking about culture, nationality, race, whatever, however you want to call it. I am asking, when people disrespect my space, when I got the earlier pre-reading, you told me like to stand down, really, not really stand down, but it's more like I don't need to put up a fight. I don't need to go aggressive, because this format of networks knows what kind of other energetics are in my auric fields, or what is around my auric fields. So they're quick to move. They're fast. So still use your intuition on point, on being like that. This is kind of your training in that. Yeah. So you have a lot of wiggle room in those training sessions, but these simulations are very real. You do have a backup crew in order to jump in and correct things, make certain modifications in the environment to ensure my safety as well as my children's. Okay, so that's good. So maybe that means also the ones that I've adopted to. This is a side off question. This isn't the main question. Is that what is that, like? 5 of Swords. Yeah. So you have the upper hand because of they're saying like adoption units. Yeah. Which is great, because let me tell you this. Okay. So I don't know what everybody's situation is and how they why they choose to bring up their children the way they do. It's not always for selfish reasons. Sometimes they're in dire circumstances, and economically speaking, they're not in the position. They could be in a certain area that has a lot of criminal activity, etc. They don't necessarily opt in to, or they're rather volunteered into the schematics of turmoil. So, generally in speaking on that course, this is very good, because in adopting other children under my wing, that ensures the safety and the spiritual and moral progression of those that I care for. I mean, 5 of, like, dude, I win it. It is still, you know, I don't know if war is the word, but there's still certain wagers, but I have the upper hand in this. Yeah. That's interesting. All right, so as far as when people disrespect my space, okay, so we're talking about non-minors. How should I be treating that? My divine panel. I'm just asking now that I've had a couple of other experiences, and I just for the recap, knowing these things. Okay. Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords in reverse, 4 of Wands, the Magician in reverse, and 5 of Pentacles in reverse. This is ancestral help, so that there's never a lacking. I can resource the energy that is the power that's being misused. So just have focus and confidence in your presence, Tina. You're a lot more powerful than you understand at the moment. For sure. Because like I told you, the ones that respect my space, it's very obvious. And it's not always due to proximity. But for the most part, in general, those that keep a respectful distance from me, you know, that seems to be on point. But there are those that like are kind of in the environment that how do I say it? They're in the environment, but they are very discreet in their presence. So the ones that are best sticking to the plan, aka the goal, are the ones that are the highest practitioners. The like, if I don't if I don't notice you, like, how do I say it? Not like that you're an NPC, but like if I don't if you don't make yourself obvious within that setup, then I know that you are one of the top practitioners, regardless of however people perceive you. For sure. That's your energy. Yeah. My divine panel, what do you want to say about that? This, okay. 2 of Swords inverted. 8 of Wands extroverted. 7 of Wands inverted. Oh my gosh, 9 of Wands inverted. Judgment extroverted. 4 of Swords extroverted. Justice extroverted. And 3 of Pentacles extroverted. What the heck, this is a lot. So this is communication with the world, with the outskirts, that I'm absolutely, positively protected. That I deserve that I earned that it is absolutely warranted, given the 7 and the 9 of Wands are very inverted. That's a lot of wands. That's a lot of like fire, like spirit energy. Yeah, it's passionate. It's it sounds like a weird way to say it, but yeah. So there's like you know, red ropes, like like you can't how do I say it? I'm trying to figure out how to say it, but like when you gain entry to a club, or let's say even a museum, you can't go past the red ropes. It's kind of like that. That's what this is. So there are certain boundaries in place that are absolutely, positively obvious, and so when that is trespassed, like people have got to see that is it justice or strength? That the divine is going to absolutely work on them. You know what I mean? Like there's something about karma, and like something to really think about before you approach me, because the divine is going to put you to work, whether that's something good, something bad, something, whatever it is. People don't come into my energy kind of like loitering around, like what do you call it, green, like not knowing. People know when they're coming into my energy what the prefix is, what the cautions are. Yeah, so Is there anything else that I need to, that I must really know right now? My divine panel. Anything else that you want to say? I'm told, I keep thinking about this deck, and I'm supposed to pull something from it. So I'll do that after I see what else they want to say here. Anything else? Three Wands inverted. Something is coming to me. I don't know what. Seven of Cups in reverse. It's a very particular choice, like the best option. Let me just double check that. Knight of Cups. So the best suitor. To be pinned down. Huh. Okay. Don't want to look too far ahead. And Temperance. So, so just chill. Good things are coming. Good people are coming. Okay. So, alright, there's the book. Okay. Alright. So what's the energy for me right now? That one. Fire in reverse. That's crazy. Okay. I have that going for me. Wand energy. To me, in timing, I've already explained this before. To me, I see that as days, but in occultist teachings, it's usually weeks. So depending on, like, that's what I'm receiving here. 23 is the angel number here. What do you want to say? Oh, it's just here. Oh my gosh, but it's in Spanish. Okay, let's get to the English part of it. 23, powerful, focused, and intense. The energy of fire burns brightly and moves quickly. Passion, drive, and desire to create. Strong and sometimes scary emotions like anger are fueled by fire. It both destroys and purifies, which seems to in opposition to the desire to create. But really, it is a part of a creative process. Bring the quality of fire to a situation by taking action and doing what needs to be done. Being courageous by saying or doing the scary but essential thing that needs expression. Being focused and determined to see something through to the end. Or honoring and following your passion. Okay, I know what that means. They kind of wanted to speak in kind of code without so much detail. Like, Tina, everybody doesn't need to know everything about me. You know what I mean? Like, they don't need to know everything that's going on in my life. They don't need to, nobody is entitled to that. And you know what? I received on my feed a few, like, what do you call it? Gaslit. Yeah, they don't let me say it. Gaslit messages on my feed about like it would be obvious if people say like they don't care about what your life or whatever. They don't care about what's going on with every single detail of your life, even though that was part of the content in those feeds. It was in those messagings. It wasn't the primary message, because that would be way too obvious, like, oh, somebody's trying to trigger me, whatever. But so they want to emphasize it, but within its subtle factor. Yep, they don't want me to say it. So it's to discourage anyone from following within the ways of the highest benefit to one's growth. And so they're like, what was part of the messaging? It was and I figured, you know, like, if it doesn't trigger me, then I don't mind, like, listening in to seeing, you know, what this message is all about. And I heard them out, maybe 75 they were 60 to 75% of the way, and I was like, this is bullshit. Because it was so like, oh my gosh, you know, like, you shouldn't be saying everything, you know, that's going on in your life. Number one, people don't give a shit. And number two, it gives people things like, if you don't want people frowning upon you, then it was just basically sheep energy, you know, like just follow the crowd, just be safe, etc. And so I don't know. There's definitely somebody younger than me, and the one that carried this, there were like 2 or 3 sprinkled in there, if not more. But I don't know. I'm not discouraged. I just know where they're coming from, and it's like, who's paying you to say these things, you know? Or are you just a plain sellout, just like putting it on a dish here, selling it out? And so it doesn't really bother me. It's just I notice it. So when you notice it and you call it in your head, like in your very being, that stuff sort of disappears. It's like, oh, we can get through to her. Oh, fail. In fact, after I left these particular experiences on how people were publicly intending to trespass on my space and my son's, I thought in my head, I was like, oh, and you have to go back. Based on how we dealt with the situation, you have to go back and choose to whether to report back or not. Like, how do I say it? Lie because you failed, or report back with your failure, because you didn't anticipate that we were going to be like this or do this. So there was that. So my divine panel, what do you want to say about that? It's like, all in all, like, people think that they can cyclically gauge the timing successfully and like with a large sum crew when I like run errands, like, oh, you cover this and we'll cover this, and then we'll like kind of crowd them in, and then they'll have to go to this checkout line instead of that, and we got our bases covered. And it's like, even with all of that, you failed, you know, you failed on your mission. And so, you know, that's your energy. So there's that. Like, I'm lucky to gain the practice that I did at these other jobs that I've been to, because understanding what it's like to be attacked on a group level, or everyone's in on the agenda except me, like very deliberate. So I already understand that energy already. Like, it's kind of natural for me to see it, even when I'm not looking for it. So what do you want to say about that, my divine panel, if you have anything to say? 8 of Cups in reverse. It's a comeback. It's a revival. It's those recollections hold me strong, hold me accountable, not just momentarily in that space of time, but that's information that I get to, those learnings I get to carry with me forward. So it is very much like a comeback. Okay, I think that's it for now. Bottom of the deck energy is Queen of Wands in reverse. Right behind that is the Emperor in reverse. So yeah, there are bigger but petty agendas when it comes to people who are basically sluts in the occultist realm, that are, yeah, that's what they are. Poor practitioners and bosses that abuse their power. Definitely. Boss, yeah, definitely a whole grouping of them. There's Queen of Wands in reverse, the Emperor in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the King of Cups in reverse. So definitely, yeah. So there's a lot of that energy, but again, they're very unhappy, and they're living in their own cycles. So it's just like the same shiz, different day. They're not going to see anything different because that's what they've already invested in the world. Yeah. So there's that. But this also tells me that I have a major underground crew that balances everything out. Definitely. Definitely. Tower in reverse after that. Nine of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so don't stress. In fact, I'm going to take up to the point of don't stress. Turn it right side up. And I'm going to cut the deck because I can. That way I have Knight of Cups in reverse. Yep, they're all underground crew. They're all underground, like, admirers and, yeah. So what's before the Knight of Cups in reverse? The Six of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so just chill, Tina. Like, definitely you have such a great support system that is, like, they're very good at what they do. They have high morals and have high expectations for themselves. They're very well balanced. And they don't let their ego get in the way. Like, to have such a team that is definitely meant to be kept sacred and safe. And so it's I don't want to say flattery, but it is, I'll say, an honor to be seen as worthy of and of value, to be protected on that same level, to extend the same protection. Yeah, very good. Okay, top of the deck. No secret to my saucies. This awareness at light at the end of the tunnel. It is a Hermit card in reverse. So for that, my crew here, my underground crew, what is their takeaway? King of Cups. That's Jesus Christ energy, Christ consciousness, and spirit and cash. It's great support. Great support. Great support. I'm going to go clarify over that just because. Queen of Pentacles. Cookie and Cup energy. So great pairings, very complementary. The team is very complementary to each other. So you're working well together. The divine panel recognizes this and appreciates this. For sure. All right, so what are my 3 takeaways? Ace of Swords in reverse. Some things to pin down. Things to scribe. Ace of Cups. Holy smokes, what is this going on here? Replenishment, creativity, rebirth, baptismal. What? That's crazy. Sword and water. So missile energy. Yeah, okay. All right, and then what's my 3rd takeaway? Seven of Swords in reverse. So that's no BS. Master number 11. I think that's a master aspirant. Yeah, so when I throw down, or when it's very legit, is what they're saying. Huh. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks very much for all donations provided in light and love and of light and love that reciprocate equally. Okay. But now that this reading is officially over, I call back all my power, energy, essence, strength, gifts from those that pretty much call upon, cast, generate, bring, or any variation thereof, ill will, intent, and or entities, to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit and Archangel Michael's blue flame, for cleansings, for blessings, and reformatting to love and light energy, and then to be refortified in me, only me, hassle-free, no doubt, no attachments, with the exception of all bonus points included. But now that this reading is officially over, where is this here? Upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine, with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with the sequence of roll out and light and love. I close the portals in this reading. Now,